Hi everyone, Teacher Joseph here, ready for the month of February, which comes tomorrow. There's an idiom in English, and that idiom says that time flies by. And that is true. January has flown past. To use the participle, January has flown past. Now, I have a tip for you, and my tip is about how you learn English. Many of you are buying the book, buying the podcast. Some of you are finding the right teacher. Others are spending hours going to the right school. But sometimes you just realize that despite all of your efforts, you're not getting anywhere. You wake up one day and you realize you don't remember any of the words from the last few days. You haven't spoken with anyone. The grammar hasn't stayed in your head. And you look at the books and you feel sad. Does that remind you of anyone? Do you know someone who's like that? It's very common. And so I have a little tip for you for February. The secret of doing anything in life is to make sure that first of all, you are open to it. When you're open to learning, then it allows your mind to make it happen. But if you're not open, then you can buy as many books as you want, but they're not going to help you. The first thing you need to do is to change your idea. So many of you tell me, oh, I can never learn English. I had one the other day, and this person told me, oh, I'm different. You've never met a student like me. I'm so different that I can't learn in the usual ways. And you see, her idea was already fixed, that she couldn't learn, and so therefore she was looking for something around her to help her learn. But if this person had realized that all she had to do was to open her mind a bit to allow learning to happen, then it happens naturally. The problem with most of us, especially as we get older, is our minds become a bit more narrow. Our attitudes and our feelings become very fixed. Oh, tried that, doesn't happen. Tried this, doesn't happen. Sometimes during English lessons, I offer suggestions. Have you tried doing this, like shadowing it? No, doesn't work. Have you tried doing this, like writing things that you enjoy? No, doesn't work. Have you tried reading? No, doesn't work for me. Have you tried listening? No, don't do listening. No, I don't understand anything. It upsets me. And so their minds become completely shut. So if you want to be successful in learning English, you have to reverse the process. You don't need to rush away to a mountain and meditate for 3 months, but you just need to begin by opening up again to the idea of learning. And that is the job of a teacher, not to give you grammar, but to open your mind up to possibilities. We've all tried things which don't work, but sometimes we need to revisit those things just to see if we can give them a second chance. I've said again and again that one of the most beautiful things that I do in the morning time is I spend 5 minutes saying, okay, I'm going to be open now. I'm going to be ready to receive what this day is going to teach me. And when I do that, I'm always really surprised at the difference in my mood. I do that with lessons sometimes as well. Before a lesson begins, I'll say, okay, I'm going to be open now, open to hearing the student. I'm also going to learn what they're going to teach me, and I'm going to help them get to where they want to be. When I allow myself to be open, then the world changes. It's amazing. It's a very simple thing, but I think you should try it because it can really change how you are. So it's something for you to think about. If you want to be successful in English today, put down the book because you're not going to learn it unless you first of all give yourself permission for that information to come to you. And it's the same thing with anything you try in life. That spark of inspiration, that moment where the light shines and you say, aha, I call them illumination moments. Moments when your mind just opens. For me, that's a beautiful and wonderful thing. But for some people, it's quite terrifying. When that happens, they recognize it, but getting to that point is something which some people feel they just can't do. So if you have an obstacle in learning, it's not going to be resolved by pounding the books. You can spend as much time as you want trying to get the information from your book into your mind. But if you open yourself up saying, okay, I'm open now to receiving what's in this book, it'll be much quicker and it will be much easier. So that's definitely something for you to consider today. Being open to learning is just as important as learning itself. And whatever history you have, whatever your story is, there's nothing about it which means that you can't be open today. There's nothing about your story which can't be displaced to allow you to let that light shine in, where you have one of those moments, I didn't realize this was so easy. So, changing your place of study, looking at your books and feeling depressed, trying to pound many words into your mind. To pound is a verb which is similar to beat. Okay, so trying to push yourself and to do all of these things, none of them are going to help unless you first of all change your mindset. When you change your mindset, then things will begin to get easier. Problems are never solved from looking at them from within the problem. You need to step outside and say, well, what if I change my thinking about this? Perhaps it could just happen. I was talking to somebody the other day. I can't remember who it was. Oh, yes, I remember. It was a friend of mine, and he kept saying how he has a disabled relative. And he kept referring to this relative as, oh, yeah, my disabled relative, Oh, yeah, my disabled relative says that. My disabled nephew says that. Oh, yeah, my disabled friend says that. And I asked him, I said, why do you keep calling this person disabled? And he said, because the person is. I said, yeah, but he's more than that, isn't he? Isn't he also your nephew, one of the family? Doesn't he also have loving qualities? Yeah, but he's disabled, mentally incapacitated, he said. And I said, yeah, but the more you keep pounding that term, the more you keep referring to him as that useless guy because he's disabled, it's not going to allow you or anyone else to see different parts of his personality, and it's leaving no room for him to get well, because you've just put him in a box and you're not allowing any change. So starting to call him by his name might be a good idea. This kind of thinking, when you apply that to language learning, rather than thinking, oh yeah, English, the language I can't do, English, the thing that brings me so much pain, you keep saying that and it will happen for you. You will create that world and you'll be in the middle of it. All I'm asking is that today, take a moment and just tell yourself, right, I'm opening my mind to what this day is going to give me. I'm opening myself up to today and what's in it. And if you're studying English, I'm opening myself to learning today. I'm going to hear what I need to hear. You'll be amazed at the difference that makes. Well, that's it from me. See you all. Bye.